Oh my god, it's a theme!
Awake again? Are we? Aha! The poor creature's fury was kindled with cruel forethought. I found it in the Gubu's back. I have seen knives of this kind before. They are most commonly used for the cutting of rope. It would appear our culprits are seafaring men of some persuasion. Piratical being the most probable. In any event, you seem much recovered from your sudden affliction. I confess, I was rather taken aback when you collapsed at the very moment of our victory. Mayhap a surfeit of ether? I beg your pardon. A towering crystal. I'm sure I don't... Oh, well. This has been a day of unexpected revelations. I must continue my investigation. In the meantime, I suggest you deliver this knife to your patron, along with a warning concerning the pirate's probable involvement in this murky business. The days ahead promise little rest, I fear. May our paths cross again, under the light of the crystal.
If I hadn't clicked, she would have just kept walking away forever. Oh my god, I'm free. I don't have stalkers anymore. Oh my god. This mount is always so fucking funny. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers and all the mummies. I had a good Mother's Day. My kid actually made us something and I thought it was cute. Miori, glad am I to see you safely returned. My lads were all gabbling about here and what sounded like all seven hells breaking loose out near the grotto, and I feared I'd sent you to your death. If you were in the middle of that commotion, I hope it yielded something of interest. I'd hate to think you'd risk your life for naught. A blade pulled from the back of a creature you slew at the cave, huh? I had agreed that such a knife would be part of any seafaring man's kit. I'm starting to think that these ruffians are pirates, come to lure my farmhands back to a life of plunder. Chances are they didn't take kindly to your appearance on their doorstep. And so the maddening Gooble on you. The pirates have been adding to their numbers of late. I'd best warn the lads and lasses in my employ to be on guard against their schemes. He met someone else at the grotto, a woman with a strange contraption. Y'shtola. She's been in Limsa Laminza for a good while now. Her studies of the Aether often bring her out to Summerford, so her presence at the grotto is hardly unusual. She's an odd-looking lass, I grant you. How is she odd? Y'shtola odd? I grant you, but she's not the kind of associate with kidnappers. You may take my word for that. Where trust should be lacking is in them yeomen of mine who have yet to wholly relinquish their pirate's past. The temptation to return to the free and easy life of a buccaneer may prove too strong to resist. You have my thanks, Miori. If it weren't for the efforts of the stalwart adventurers like yourself, this farm would be in far worse state than it is. Really hot. Just keep you on lending your talents to those in need, eh? Help bring Limsa to the brighter future she deserves. The sea sloth is Severin and his lot, never around when there's work to be done. I'd sooner hire you for the sake of getting things done, but then the rapscallions would never learn. Round them up and let them know that Stywern would like a word, and don't take no for an answer. My neck. Bussin'. Want me some bussies. Bussies barbecue brisket sandwich. Well, you never heard that fucking meme?
Ain't a road trip unless we stop at buses. Stop at buses, go in there and get me a big barbecue bussy sandwich. Take a big bite into it, let that bussy juice drip down my lips. Guys, if you ain't tried it, I highly suggest buses.
Bussies. It's from the fucking... It's a stupid TikTok trend where the people go to Buc-ee's and they fucking just... They say bussies instead. I am Severin, you the old man's errand girl now? Tell my dear old captain not to wet his britches, I'll be along. Oh, and just so we're clear, I don't care for landlubbers. Oh my god, he called me a landlubber. That's a slur. That's a fucking slur! Go find the chocobo you rode in on and rode on right on out. Wow, that's rude. Oh my god, they're using slurs against me. So Stalewern sent you, and what do I reckon I say to that? Work is for the weak and witless. Damn right. Didn't get where I'm taking guff from any glorified gardeners, but I suppose I could see what he wants to get him off my back. My voice is not talking this much, by the way. I'm getting like so much congestion. Axes were made for splitting skulls, not stumps. You know what I did in my sailing days? Skirmishing. You bet your bosom I did last. Those were the days. I reckon now I'll have to be satisfied taking my axe to the trees. These guys are pussies. How am I supposed to work on an empty stomach? Go on, have a guess at what I had for breakfast. Ash tuna. Gods, how'd you know? It's my breath, ain't it? It probably smells as wooden as the food tasted, but I know why you're here. I'd just as soon get some real food in me, but I wanted to reject a summons from the captain. With Final Fantasy XIV ASMR. Work. Ha. Can't work when me hands are full lifting this mug. You know, I'd wager me last skill. You never guess what I'm drinking. It's swell water. Well, you're right about the swill part. I reckon it might be worth a day you're doing Stoneman's chores if it afford me chasing up proper grog. I can't do ASMR. I laugh too much. Unironically, this is going to help me in the long run to just read out the quest text. And that's the whole reason. And look, you guys are having fun, right? You guys are, like, people are enjoying me reading out stuff, right? Like, you guys like it, right? You guys like me doing this, right? You like this? Shut the fuck up then. You continue to impress less. All but Severin are accounted for. It's no fault of yours, he squirmed out. I've let that worm wriggle through my fingers more times than I can count. But rest assured, the next time I see him, I'll put him squarely in the dirt. Where all the worms belong. All my little chatters belong in the dirt too. You little worms. Would you still love me if I was a worm? Sure, why not? Oh my god, I dinged again. Pains me to say it, but all the gil in the world can't buy loyalty. There are some like you who can be trusted, and then there are others. Until now, I've had no choice but to rely on the charlatan Severin, even though I am full aware he's been doing shady deals behind my back. More than once, I've heard tell of improper trading with goblins. I wouldn't be the least surprised if it were happening right now. Not a bell ago, a sack of oranges vanished, as did Severin. I want you to find and confront the bastard for me, Miori. I'm sure there's wrongdoing afoot. So be sure to doubt anything that comes out of his mouth. Would you let Bean live inside your head as a brain parasite if she was a worm? Yeah. Bloody hells, I'm up to the straight without a paddle. I'm questioning him. Slow turnaround. What's this now? Stay where and sent you for the oranges? Huh. Still the old bugger had known all this time. What does it matter anyway? Listen, you're one of those goody adventurer types, right? Go rescue me mates from those double-dealing goblins. They're just over yonder by the bonfire. Oh, this is completely unnecessary. I owe you one. Would have gotten away myself if not for Severin shoving me aside. Wow, what a piece of shit. I can't believe Severin would do that. If you hadn't come in, my dodo would have been cooked dodo. Chad, did you know that dodos went extinct because they trusted humans too much? Because they're stupid. Severin sent you the way you flew out of here. I was sure he sold us down the river. Trusting a man. I'll never have a pet dodo. No, not anymore. Not unless someone brings it back. Jurassic Park style. You saved me, mates, and for that I owe you. Suppose I should be ashamed I couldn't clean up my own mess. But a pirate knows no shame. I have no qualms about going back on my word. I'm only giving you this sack because I like the cut of your gem. Take it to Osini and send him my regards. What have we here? A delivery from Summerford Farms and a scheduled. Ha, there's a first time for everything. Well, you look at that. Not a single one missing either. About the only things not here are those bagmen, and I don't miss them one bit. Stalwin's payment in full. With you, I can trust it'll reach him. You don't even know who I am. I could be stealing this money right now, and you wouldn't know. You would have no fucking clue. I could just steal it all. This is my money. Back in one piece. That's a relief. How'd you fare, Mary? This is what I was aiming for. Lookings to all I was owed. All right. Though, I'd be telling you false if I claimed I had not held out more hope for Severin. I was even willing to overlook the skimming off the top, but to sell us all short in favor of godforsaken goblins. Do well to mind yourself around that too, Gil cheap. If he'd leave his own mates for dad, there's no telling what he'd do to you. Blast, at this rate the crops will never be ready for harvest. If only we had a black loam, just a bit, could send our stock soaring. I'll bet Road what? This is not a name. I'll bet Rot knows where you might find some. Perhaps you may pay her a visit. Her name is Rot. In the orchard. Her name is Rot. The Gurkhan's got a head of cabbage if he thinks I'm fetching him any black loam. But if you dare to pinch some from the cook pot, then be my guest. Just mind you don't get trampled upon by the aurochs that dwell there. Achieve 3 bushels worth, bushels worth, bussies. Take the black loam to... This is fucking gibberish. Free wall. Add tillers round, still know what to do. Races against a I can't read their fucking names. Bussies. If you ever on a road trip, you need to stop at Bussies. Eat some of that barbecue bussy sandwich. Barbecue bussy brisket. I can hear the stomping in the background. I could go for a barbecue bussy too. Scene. Put her in the sprout contraption. Wait, what's the sprout contraption? Maybe I'll actually enjoy the Hildebrand stuff since I'm paying attention to the story. I've never actually bothered. Alright, even the weeds wither and die in this desolate dirt. A bit of this black loam ought to change all that. I haven't seen any in ages. Gathering black loam's not for the weak of will, nor the weak of stomach. Ha ha. Ha ha ha. Don't tell me that Gurchant and rot name neglected to mention where the black loam comes from. Well, it's surely figured out of your own by cloying stench. It comes from Auroch's lair of all places. Well, might well on who misled whom about. What matters is that your efforts have brought us the black loam, and we can expect a bountiful harvest as a result. Thank you. Confounded pirates, they know nothing of tillins, only killins, stealing our shovels to melt and forging axes of all things. They're biting the hand that feeds them, the mangy Mongols. I'd love to teach those curs a lesson in obedience myself, and if I hadn't sworn to Stowern, I wouldn't fight no more. If I hadn't have sworn that he wouldn't fight anymore, sorry. So I need you to bring back our farm tools and make sure those dogs reap what they've sown. I don't want those sea dogs will try to steal when there's no harvest. Goods to see the tools back in serviceable condition, which will be more than we can say of Severin when we get our hands on him. The wretch likely had a role in the theft. I had him meeting the pirates in secret, I did. I couldn't care less if the Wastrel won't work. But he can source with cold cut purses and takes our tools away. He crossed the line. Steward, I don't know what sort of scallywag he's dealing with. Take word of him, would you? Didn't we already report Severin? We already acknowledged that Severin's not a good person. Pirates making off with our tools. Keyboard smashed and not take matters into his own hands. Last thing I need is blood on my crops. But I'll be damned if Severin thinks he can take us for fools. His treachery won't go unpunished. Oh my god, another new weapon. Didn't I just hit level 10? Oh, level 11. I have to go do my class quest now. She's painted at this point, looking over her shoulder every 5 seconds. You notice I was looking behind me? I am being stalked. Gonna go kill the bats. Your best friend, Smallbean. Gonna go take out your best friends. The threat level's over 9,000. She's so cute. 6, 7. Oh shit. What happened? I'll just read what it says. Apparently, Severin began behaving suspiciously after receiving a curious letter and subsequently absconded from his band of scoundrels. Staywin wants you to hunt the rogue down and drag him back to Summerford Farms before he gets himself into trouble. Speak with Granwenda at the Aetheryte and find out where he is headed. I can't believe I fucking missed story because of 6-7. Saw that Rouser and his rabble set up for Woad whispered Cannon not long ago, singing about drinking themselves stupider. Cheeky Sod said I should join them. I told them I'd rather shrivel up than sip whatever it was that pickled their brains. If you find the idle swine, be sure to check them a cuff round the year from me, will you? Of all the dirty, deceitful, downright dastardly deeds that slippery bastards done, plan to take lads out for a drink only to lead us straight into a bloody trap, and don't go lower than that. Of course, I've learned to step ahead of old Severin, so I was ready, but the others weren't so lucky. You've got to help them. The main reason I chose Scholar, besides the fact that I can level a DPS and a healer at the same time, is because I heard it's kind of fun to heal, because the fairy does like a lot of the work and you can just focus on DPS. I've been a white flag for all it did good it did. Hope you fare better, or the sorry bastards in there are done for. Severin might have got us into this mess, but I ain't about to let him give his life for us. I'd soon bow to a fish back than... Jesus fucking racism. I'd rather soon to bow to a fishback than be in that conniving bastard's debt 2 arms. Fucking crazy amount of racism in here. True enough, you betray even yourself, Severin. We are prepared to overlook the matter to your desertion on the condition that you provided us with suitable replacements. That was the agreement. If you are they who betray the Serpent Reavers twice, you will not do so a 3rd time. And cowering beneath your... Why does he look like Kratos? Cowering behind your protector will only delay the inevitable. Honorless wench, your life is all you have left. And worthless though it may be, we shall take it. O Morn, voice of creation, grant ye this humble stone a soul, that it may wake to life. Rock! Rock and stone! Did somebody say rock and stone? That the golem could be vanquished. That woman is no ordinary adventurer. The snake slithered away. I am only glad he did not have the chance to sink his fangs more deeply into you. Those pirates do not belong to any of the known Lemison factions whom they serve. The beast tribes? Surely not. But the timing of their appearance coincides all too neatly with the recent surge in Sahagin and Kobold activity. Something is afoot. The question is what? Could it be that the tribes are planning to summon their primals? 12 help us if it should prove. Limbs would be hard pressed to keep a single primal at bay, let alone two. But all is yet speculation. I must needs find evidence. The seas continue to rise, while the lesser moon continues to fall. Elm by elm, the world becomes ever more unlike itself. It's as if Whooith foretold. The coming of chaos has rendered the laws of nature immutable, blurring the boundary between the material and ethereal planes. Little now stands between us and the primals, but they are not here yet. Though time be against us, hope shall ever be on our side. Never did the creed of Shalarian ring more true. Never did I dream that I possessed the means to see Aether. Yet now that I do begin to take it for granted how swiftly do the wonders of Sharlayan seem commonplace. Ah, here for you. Have you come for the festivities? Today, the Maelstrom officially makes that great hole in the sea its training ground. Join in the celebrations. Wait, a disturbance in the Aether of flow? But whence does it emanate? See, Song Grotto, perhaps? She just turned on her, like, Splinter Cell Chaos Theory, like, night vision goggles, and then talked about the Force, basically. What have we here? Can you walk? It's more so the noise it made sound like a fucking night vision goggles. And then her saying there was a disturbance in the Aether is like, that's literally a reference to Star Wars. 'Tis I, regrettably know he eluded me. Understood, I will inform the Commodore. You collapsed from your exertions. Are you suitably recovered? Severin here has apprised me of all that transpired. His account sheds some light upon how you became attacked by a golem of all things. A golem is a mindless automaton, inert save when commanded to be otherwise. Common pirates could not hope to control such a thing, so arcane are its workings. But then those tattooed wretches are no common pirates. They are minions of Sahagin? As to their purpose, well, I shall get to the bottom of it. But first I must escort Severin back to his place of employment. I dare say Staywin will be wondering what has become of him. And you too, for that matter. I will bear word to him of your preservation, but I am certain he will like to thank you in person. Pray pay the man a visit. Nod. He told me of you, but perchance he did not tell you of me. My name is just Tola. I'm a naturalist of sorts, surveying the Aether in the hopes that it might offer up some clue as to our predicament. I'd say I owed you my life, but that don't cover it. If it weren't for you, my friends would be dead and all. It is a debt I can never repay, but I'll not make things worse by running away. Take me to Summerfin Farms and I'll face the consequences. For reasons I cannot fathom, you seem, forgive me, mayhap we shall have a chance to speak again when I have marshaled my thoughts. Until I pass next cross, farewell. Oh, you can't even go back to Limsa from this way until level 15. I don't just, that's just silly. At least I unlocked Aetherite, so I don't have to unlock it again. Hello, I knew you'd return. Ishtola delivered Severin a bit ago. Tales of your heroic deeds precede you. The rest came shuffling back to the lot of them sporting the same haunted expression. It's me who's to blame for that. That's in the rest. I was once a serpent reaver, a thrall to the Sahagin. 7 howls. Reavers may look and sound act like pirates, but they're not. But the fishbacks flunkies. Why do they use that word? Us pirates ain't much for the laws, but there's a thing we won't do. We've got a code C, but the Reavers never followed a word of it. A few years back, they started snatching law-abiding lumens, and so it was them the entire time. Holy shit. I'd only just taken my oath when our captain bent the knee to his new Sagan masters. I knew I had to get away. So I crept off one night, got myself a new name, and found myself a new home, Summerford Farms. Trouble is, secrets don't stay secret for long around here, and words soon spread all the way back to the sea. The penalty for desertion is death, but the Reavers offered me a way out instead. My freedom in exchange for my mates. The letter? I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't bloody thinking, too busy swallowing myself. But you got there in the end, didn't you? When the time came, you made the right decision. The men say little to me, but I hear them talk of how you stood up to the Reavers at the last, of how you tried to give your life to save others. Be that as it may, no deed, however good, can atone for the crime of betraying your brethren. I know that I do. That's why I'm gonna hand myself over to the Yellow Jackets. I bring shame to the farm no more. You'll hear no arguments from me. Each man must sail according to his own moral compass. I just hope yours guides you back here someday. There'll always be a place for you at Summerfin Farms, lad. This motherfucker was lying the entire time and almost got people killed, and you're saying that he's welcome back? I'm sorry, but no thank you. And I'll always be in your dad's stone. No. I owe you that too, Lyra. Not once have you let me down. Thank you for saving the men of my farm. I could ask one more favor of you. It'd be this. Tell Baderon what's happened from start to finish. I'm certain he's put in a good word for Severin if he knew the whole story. And he's one of the few people I know who the Yellow Jackets will listen to. Well, I reckon I've asked all I can possibly ask of you. Safe travels. Alright, mission's over. Bloody owls, life on the farm ain't quite how I pictured it. But you needn't worry yourself over his young Severin, the Yellow Jacket and Anne's. I can't read him! I can't read anything he's saying! About the punishments is a good mate of mine. If I asked him nicely, I reckon he'd be willing to commute the last sentence from hanging to Neil Holland. Kindly gent that he is. I'm only jesting with you. I'll see he's treated fair. Now it sounds to me like you've done everything old Stalwin asked of you and more. Justifying me generous finder's fee in the process. Much obliged. As for reward, well, she's a lonely lady and this drowned wench of mine. How would you fancy keeping her company for a spell with free room and board? Venturing to try in business after all. Dimsas don't rest with their bones every now and then and tend to end up with broken ones. And take it from me, fighting near so much fun when your nurse and a shattered arm got that good. There'll always be a free bed for you, so make use of it. Hell yeah, the inn rooms are unlocked. Not that you'll have much time laying around with all the lives you'll be doing. Oh, I didn't mention I'm putting your name down. Lives. Guild draws all manner of clients offering all manner of odd jobs. Honestly, you'd be amazed how much folk will pay to avoid doing an honest day's labor. Why is she really hot for some reason? Just give Tomokri a shout whenever you feel like making a few extra gil. She always have some task of other for you to do. You are now allowed to go to bed. And is all above board because you're wondering. We're careful to stay on the Admiral's right side in here. Unlike some pirates I could mention, I tell you. If it turns out they ought to do with them kidnappings, there'll be 7 hells to pay a proper bleeding reckoning. Ma'am, that's what Limsa needs, though. On rough seas, sometimes you have to have the boat to ride it. It's so hard to read what he's saying. But I'll have time for such talk when you're well rested. Till then, enjoy the wench's hospitality. Oh my god, I don't have to read what he's saying anymore. Oh my god, I gotta talk to him again. Everyone should play the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV with a free trial up to level 80 and award-winning expansion Shadowbringers. Did they already bump it up to Shadowbringers? How do you fare, Lyra? Rest and ready to expand your horizons? Well then, I have an idea where you might try heading next. Have you ever heard of the Skylift out in the middle of the Noska? The Nosia. And then you've been up and down the thing at least once. It's a big bleeding scaffolding attached to the descent. You've likely seen the lads and lasses out there using it to hold cargo up the cliff and face and labor. That I hear they should use an enterprising soul to pick up the odd jobs would no longer bugger as time would deal with. Track down the head of the operation, bloke by the name of Keyboard Smash, and he'll be sure to put you to work on a task or two. Baderon sent you out here, did he? Then consider yourself welcome at the Skylift. Look at that bloody cliff, will ya? One blast of fiery hell from that huge dragon was all it took to split the ground in half. Cargo still needs to get through though, so this mess of wood and pulleys was our solution to the problem. Well, one of them at least. If the gods are kind and they I'd have about a dozen more workers to handle me growling list of headaches. But I'm seeing you again, lass. A wagon driver just returned to a great bloody hurry, screaming about some monstrosity would spring out from a mullicorn seedling in his cargo. Seems the gutless bastard tossed it over the side for turning tail and running for his life. I need you to head down the road, recover that seedling, and just deliver it to Eyolf over at Swift Perch in Western Lanasia. Whatever he pays you for the cargo is yours to keep after all. I don't rightfully know what else is lurking inside that plant, and you deserve rewarded for your troubles. And you'll also find an aetheryte in the Swift Perch, so the journey should be worth your while. I can just teleport there. Oh, that's... Okay, I might have thought I could just teleport there, but it's already over here. Has Naimia herself forsaken this desolate land? Though I understand there were risks in gambling my entire fortune on a crop of millicorn, I at least expected the seedling to be delivered before disaster struck. Here's your seed. Is that a mullicorn seedling? Oh, joyous day. It may seem a paltry beginning, but the yield of this particular variety of crop plant is nothing short of astounding. As you have undoubtedly noticed, wild perch lacks a certain, shall we say, vital energy. Thus I mean to restore a modicum of hope to its residents by growing a veritable ocean of corn. You, madam, seem fit to burst with vim and vigor. Might I persuade you to abide a while and help nurture this idling settlement? As I walk away immediately. You there, adventurer, cast your eyes towards the brewer's beacon. Does the light not seem uncommonly weak? It cannot possibly be bright enough to guide the ship sailing in the bay. I would march over to the lighthouse and investigate myself, but I am duty-bound to remain at my post. Consider it a favor if you could make a visit to the brewer's beacon and see if aught has befallen Conswin's Keyboard Smash, the lighthouse keeper. There's so many people named Keyboard Smash in this game, it's insane. Where's your slut mug? You're not a real Final Fantasy XIV player? I don't have glamour yet. I'm a slut and proud. You say a yellow jacket? You serious? You see a yellow jacket sent you here? Me lights grown dim has it? Well, of course it bloody has. The bomb that fuels me furnace has up and buggered off, you see. If I don't get that beacon fixed up soon, there'll be trouble in the water. I know you're just a messenger, lass, but I can tell adventure when I see one. I'm gonna need you to chase down that bomb and bring back a claw, which you have ripped from its smoldering corpse. What the fuck? That's so brutal. Take this here iron brazier and set the scarecrow. I'd say. Nice fire going and that frisky bomb will soon be about. Watch you don't singe your eyebrows, lass. I'm not playing Final Fantasy XIV. I'm experiencing the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV with the free trial up to level 80 and award-winning expansion Shadowbringers. I'll fess up to it. I'm a fake sprout. All you need to do is take down that runaway bomb and bring me one of its little claws. You got the ashy bastard, did you? Once I put this little firecracker in the furnace, that should keep things running for a while. I had myself a bit of a look while you was gone, and Limeline cursed me if the furnace were all bit and broken. Small wonder the bloody bomb was able to escape. I patched things up as best I could, but I ain't no Smitty. I want to have a chat with the yellow jacket friend of yours in Swift Perch and have him pass the word back to someone in Limsa. The furnace's damage, is it? Very well. I should write up the relevant reports, but these repairs must needs be effected without delay. It seems I have another favor to ask of you, adventurer. Take yourself to straightaway to the Armorers Guild in Zolaminza and explain the situation to Forge Master Keyboard Smash. There's so many keyboard smashes. It's weird. A really common name. Yeah, it's crazy, right? If the furnace in the Brewer's Beacon needs repairs, by God's beard, I just sent someone out to tinker with it not a week past. Mayhap the bomb Keyboard Smash had trapped in there was a touch too volatile. I'll have an artisan visit the lighthouse and pay special attention to reinforcing the case in that furnace. Your work is done here, adventurer. May the navigator guide you on your journeys. What say you on taking on some work from Naldic and Vimel? We're a hulking warship to build and could certainly use an extra hand for any number of tasks. And for your first job, I need you to run this missive over to the Keyboard Smash, the head shipwright of the Morabit Tridox. Oh, no, I skipped that part. There's also where you'll find the main offices of Naldic and Vimelis. The Morab Drydock is one of Limzo Laminza's most important districts, at least as far as I'm concerned, and I'm sure you'll regret attuning yourself to the area's aetherite. If you have no confidence in your sense of direction, you best be served making use of chocobo porters. First floor of mizzen mast, in case you were wondering. Should you choose to make the trek on your own 2 feet, leave the city through the Tempest Gate and follow the south road. May the navigator guide your stops. I'm not gonna take a chocobo porter. I'm gonna run, just like a real woman. I'm gonna run. These 2 feet are for stomping the ground while I'm running. Oh, let me go tune to the aetherite. I did run right past it. See, I was paying attention.
She's pink and she's glowing. Her hair stays flowing and she drops hot takes like she just don't care. Your precious lady is about to arrive. Wouldn't advise getting on her bad side. Don't know if she has talent, but she just might. Everybody questioning who the best druid around is. Like who is? It's the pretty pink icon. Whooith.